You got caught up there. I would say that's when it's good to have like some kind of checklist in front of you. I could tell you got lost and then you kind of lost him. And to get to he's like, oh, why are you asking all these questions? You know, so I say that like, usually instead of saying like, oh, to make the best deal for you, I say something like, well, you know, buying a house, hey, come in. Buying a house is not like buying a pair of shoes. Like there's a whole backstory behind it. Why? And for me asking these questions, I'm able to know your time frame. I'm able to know when do you want to sell it. I'm able to put all that together. And also me, to be honest, I just like the story behind every house. Like if buying a house was like a pair of shoes, like we wouldn't need each other, you know, but we're two people, you want to sell, I want to buy, yes, but I like to understand what's happening, you know? And if I offended you in any way, I'm sorry, that wasn't my intention. Something like that. But yeah, then like if you had the checklist in front of you, I think that call would have gone 80% better. Like you did okay, you know? You could get deals like that. Obviously you're getting deals, but if you would have had the motivation, the why, rent it, list it, keep it. If you would have gone more like an order with like intent, I think you would have had like a better call. He wouldn't have gone down much, but the call would have flowed better. Hello?
Hey, are you looking for somebody?
Is this Emmanuel?
This is Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, how are you? This is Raul. I know this call is a little random, but it was just about your house to see if you wouldn't be interested in selling it.
How much you want to spend on it?
How much you looking to get?
Nah, I didn't tell you I want to sell it. You're the one who called me when you buy it. How much you want to spend on it?
I know. I respect that. I know I called you.
Yeah, you know, right?
I respect it. I know I called you randomly, and that's why I don't want to bother you too much if you don't want to sell it, you know?
You tell me how much you want to spend on it. How much you're willing to spend on it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I can answer it. Can you tell me a little bit about the conditions?
The condition, I think you saw the house already.
On the outside, yes, but not on the inside.
And the inside is the only thing that have to be done in here is like the 2 bathrooms. That's it.
2 bathrooms? Okay.
The bathroom, they change the cabinet. Yeah.
Are you really like, you're not planning to sell it anytime soon, it sounds like?
No, I don't want to play. I'm not planning to sell the house. It's like my family living in the house. Even I'm not here right now, but my kids living in the house.
Okay. And I'm not a realtor. I'm not a realtor or anything. I'm not a realtor, but have you thought about listing it maybe for 700 or something close to it with a realtor?
I know the value of the property.
Gotcha. But would you list it?
No.
No. Okay. Got it. Yeah, no worries. Well, yeah, man, just keep my phone number if you ever want to sell it cash at a more like reasonable price. I can be a good buyer for you.
All right, well, that's a good idea. I will call you if I want to sell it.
All right, my friend. Have a good day.
Okay. You the bye.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would want that call to go. No more than 3 minutes. He's asking over retail. Like I could have talked more for the camera, but I wanted to. I know, but even if he tells me 600, we're so far. That like.
I was trying to get you pictures so you can see.
Yeah, but that's like reality, you know. That's how I want that call to go. No more than 3 minutes. We're off by 400K. Like that's it.
Paul, in reference to 3212 Upchurch. Tell me, man, are you interested in selling the property?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And so, I mean, more or less, what are you trying to get for the property? I see the one that sold for 125, but it's a 2,500 square foot, and the conditions are, from what you had told me, you said your property needs work. These conditions seem a little bit better.
Every property is every property that you're buying as an investor that do not need work. Isn't that why you're in that business for? To sell them so you could make a profit. Why are you complaining about this one now?
Well, because 70,000. I'm just looking at the market.
I got the point you don't want to pay 70,000. What exactly would you like to pay?
Absolutely. yeah, I mean, after kind of looking at, you know, the market,
way around.
and running through my numbers, yeah, I mean, I would like to be somewhere between 25 to 35 in that range.
So you want that. So I said 60. So what number you wanna pay?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, I'm just looking at what there is on the market, and if you want to search this one up, you definitely could. But there's one for 54,000. It's a 3-bedroom, you know, 1 bath with 1,100 square feet. The address is 833 Ridgemont Ave.
My 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square. That's not bad at all.
Perfect. So then the next one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 1,600 square feet for 55,000. And you know, the conditions of it looks good. I'm just here telling you what the market is, you know. So that's why I'm in the ballpark that I'm at.
That was what, like 2 weeks follow up ish.
2 weeks follow up.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
since it came through.
So yeah, he's basically, and also that margin is like high in the sense of like being 10K off on a 40K deal. That's 23% of the price. So if you think about it that way, it's high. Like that's a big 10K off on a 500K house is so small, you know? So
Yeah.
if you look at it that way.
Like right now we have, I have someone in Fort Myers that pretty much we agreed upon 101 yesterday, but I have to drop him down to 50.
Yeah.
And
So
you
we'll
guys
make-
will probably listen to this call.
Yeah. That's a tough one, but
Yeah, where
That's
it's
fun.
gonna be a really hard negotiation,
Yeah.
and I probably will get a no, but
you know,
we'll try.
yeah,
Let's run it.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So you'll see a little bit of the behind the scenes. We can show you like our CRM, like how we use it, all the leads, do some calls, texting too works.
I had this other one, I had to text him or email him because he has like a problem with his voice. So he's like, please don't call me, just text me and
Yeah,
Mentorship. They're expensive.
yeah,
And then the people come to him and he's like, but are you sure you want to pay X amount, $20,000? And then he basically starts asking the questions of the services that he's going to provide and if they're a fit for him. And then themselves, they're closing. They're like, yeah, like we're ready right now.
yeah.
Instead of,
Let me ask you a question. Say you're a seller, or say I'm a seller, you're the buyer, right? Hey Raul, like I know that I know you like. Why would you buy my property here in Tennessee if you're in Miami?
yeah.
We go where the money goes. Your area's hot, is you have a great house, and I know that if we buy it at the right price, we can make a profit. So
Gotcha. And how do I know that you're actually gonna buy my property?
how do you mean?
Yeah, like I just want to make sure that if I sell to you, I actually get the money and and we have an executed sale.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I know that seems like a real concern, and I could definitely like give you whatever you need to get you that answer. But is there a specific reason you asked? Like, have you been burned before or something?
No, it's just more of, you know, the market's kind of not as warm as before, and there's not a lot of transactions happening. So, you know, I just want to really make sure before we even get a contract in here for my property that, you know, you're gonna buy my house.
Right. Yeah, I completely get it. Yeah, so we put everything in place. We put a contract in place that you look at, I look at, we both sign it, we put it deposit, and we go through the full process. Our intention is to buy it, you know. And if you want me to provide any other things to help you understand it, I can as well. The main thing I want to get is for you to get the value and for you to feel comfortable. So if I miss something in the process, or if there's something I did that makes you feel uncomfortable, please share so I can like help you with that. But he wants pretty close to retail price, and I remember being in the house and I'm like, honestly, I'm trying to figure out how to add value to you because the house is very nice. The only way I see adding value to you is I can do this quickly. You don't have to list it, you don't have to pay any of the commissions. I'll take over all the violations, I'll take over all the permits, so you don't have to deal with it. And also, you told me you're shopping for another place, right? You and your wife? Yeah. Do you have that place picked out? No. So what I can do to add value to you in order to get closer to my price would be I can close the house in 30 days and give you 30 days for free. So you have the money in 30 days, then you have 30 days after. So you have 60 total days. And to shop, get your next house and everything. And if you need more time, let me know and I can give you more time. So I'm like you said, I'm trying to think of like what's in it for them, you know?
Yeah.
Why would they choose me or you, you know? And a lot of times that's why you have to listen and see like what exactly are they really want. So for example, this guy started at 500 and we're like almost getting it signed at 400, 100K off. And his house is perfect. I mean, it's got those violations and stuff, whatever, but like beautiful. And I think a big chunk of it was because I'm like, how can I help you? And I sat there and like looked up. I'm like, honestly, I'm trying to think how I can add value to you. Like it was a real problem in my head. I'm like, there's not much for me to fix. I'm like, this is what I think. And then like it resonated with him, you know?
Yeah.
So on a call, you gotta listen for that.
Yeah.
Do they need to move? Do they need a new place? Do they have a bunch of stuff in the property that they need help moving? Do they need a U-Haul truck? Do they need time? A lot of them need time. Like I would say maybe like 40 to 50% of our deals.
So fast. Oh yeah. And then they're like, oh wait, but what am I gonna do with this? What am I gonna do with that?
There's so much content. So
Yeah. No, trust me, they all want to sell right now.
Yeah.
But
The post occupancy is huge, which is like we close and then we give you X time after you have the money. That's a big one. I'd say maybe between 30 to 50% of our deals have post occupancy, or probably pretty close to that, I would say. So knowing how to
a lot of
structure.
issues that once that post occupancy, like having to rush them or having to do an extension or.
Oh, well, we keep a escrow deposit. So for example, this guy, the one that went to his house, we're keeping $7,000 in the deposit. So say we buy his house for $400, he gets $393, $7,000 stays in the title company, and then 30 days later he has to leave, and then he gets the $7,000. If he doesn't leave, we get the $7,000. So that stops problems from happening. But yes, there are situations that 30 days happen, he doesn't leave, buyer keeps $7,000, and now he has to use that $7,000 to like evict him.
Wow.
It's unfortunate. I would say it happens. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen.
Okay.
It's happened to me my whole career, maybe 3 times out of hundreds of deals. So like, yes, it is a real concern, but I wouldn't, if you get enough deposit, usually people are like, damn, I don't want to lose $7,000 or $10,000, you know? And then typically like if you have a reasonable party on both sides, the seller and the buyer, you can say, look, let's say the guy tells me, let's say we do this deal and I sell it. And then 30 days go by, he's like, Raul, I need another 30 days. I'd probably go back to the buyer and tell the buyer, look, how much would you charge rent to let him stay for 30 days, you know? And then like bro, pay $3,000 this month to stay for 30 days, you know? Because it's not free, you know? And
that happened to one of our deals back in the days.
Yes, it did. We had to evict the people. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact details, but I do remember it was messy.
Yeah.
It got messy for sure.
Remember that apartment by Sunny Isles almost in North Bay Village?
Oh, I don't remember, bro.
On 163rd, there was a building. There was two brothers in one apartment.
It's kind of ringing a bell, but I don't remember too much, man. It was a while ago, yeah, 8 years ago. We did what, 2 together? Maybe 2, 3 together?
Maybe 3 or 4, I think.
3 to 4? Nice. Nice. But yeah, no, Matt's got some calls to do. Really good people. I interviewed some.
Mr. Johnson, how are you?
Nice.
Did you meet my cousin?
It's Matt. Everything good?
Does she work with them or something?
Yeah.
Good. Hey, I was just reaching out because, you know, I haven't heard back from you guys in quite some time.
Yeah, I don't know what she's gonna do, man. She's just so damn wishy-washy. One minute she wants to do it, the next minute she's worried, and so I really don't know. I think she talked to Raul the other day, and she told him that she was going to sell, but it's not right this minute.
Gotcha. And were you guys able to close on the other property? I know that was like a concern for her.
We closed on it and got it done. It was an in and out deal, so it really wasn't that bad. This property came up in that closing about the title, so I guess the lawyer's doing the title search now for her to see if he can find it.
Okay. So we're getting
That's
that
another reason she's wanting to wait.
about a week. Okay.
Yeah. If something changes, man, I'll call you.
Do you still have my personal?
No, just
I got a feeling of that. Just send me the tape and tell me.
Sounds good. All right, Mr. Johnson.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Have a good weekend. Follow-up game. You know, they're not ready. Yeah. So her father passed away. It's a small town, so the clerk office hasn't filed the correct Kimberly, which is the owner, but they don't know that. They're still Donald is the dad. So
they gotta go through the probate.
yeah, no, well, it's in Georgia, so it takes a little bit. It's a little bit faster, but essentially, yeah, putting Kimberly on the title. Yeah. So.
And that's the husband.
Hey, Kashai, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Hey, I know that we left off kind of with me sending you the contract, but I just wanted to kind of go over a few things because I before I send out the contract, I was kind of just taking a look at the property. It's behind it's behind all the that plaza, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
These are first two lots in Plaza.
Yeah. And I mean, remind me, you told me that it's wood frame, but I would have to knock it down. Yeah, so I mean, like I had mentioned to you, the 101 would be me taking my contractors and kind of, but if you're telling me, that I gotta knock it down, I mean, I'd rather just save time and effort here. So, I mean, I would have to be lower, like I said, because if we're just doing this deal, it would be for land value.
What do you mean lawyer?
Yeah, so I mean, the land value is kind of giving me a rough value of like 50 to 60. So I would be in that range.
No. No, Matthew, please, if you have those ideas, please let's cut it down here.
I understand.
Like you said yesterday, your time is valuable and my time is valuable.
Absolutely.
So if you're coming up with that price, don't even call me, please.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's so we could do two things. We could lock in 101 and I can take my contractors and if they tell me that we gotta knock it down, then we'll have another conversation of reducing the price. And if it doesn't work for you, well, we can part as friends, or we just simply cut off the deal as a whole. So, I mean, what works for you?
For me to work, I'm gonna sign the title on you. You give me the money, and I don't mind what you're gonna do with the property. You're gonna remake it, or you're gonna tear it down and make a new one, or I don't mind. So that's my deal. And please, next time if you call me, just tell me, you know what, we have this deal, and let's do it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's do this. I'm willing to do my part. I'll send you over the 101 like I had mentioned, and I'll take my contractors. And if they tell me it's not salvageable, you're gonna hear back from me. And if we can't make a deal work, that's completely okay at a lower price. All right.
Don't even bother. I don't want to go conversation by conversation.
Yeah. So what do you think is actually a fair value for land value? I mean, assuming because there's a structure, but you have to knock it down. So what do you actually think it's worth?
The guy, it's next to me. You have an empty land over there, and it's selling for 50, just empty, and it's like 40% of my property.
Okay.
Or build it up, or wherever you want to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean.
And my deal is this one. If you need that property, come here. I quick did the title to you. You give me the money, and we're done. Wherever you're gonna do with the title later, wherever you're gonna do the property with land or house, or I don't mind. That's my deal. And if you're okay with that, just please call me back. If you know. I don't think we have any more conversation.
So why does it have liens?
And I'm sorry to be kind of.
No, it's all right. It's all right. Do you know if the title has any liens? I think you told me that it's free and clear, right? But I'm just curious.
And I know I own like almost 10 grand backup taxes, which I gotta pay after
Absolutely.
After you give me the money, I go straight over there, and that's in my name, in our name. So I'm gonna take care of it. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's actually taken care of at closing with the title company. So before we even sell, you know, the contract says you got to provide a clear title with no violations, no liens, or you know, or anything that you owe. So the title company would take care of that. That's no problem. Now I think the main concern for you is getting 101, right? And for me is making sure that the property, you know, has like the structure is of value. Because if it's not, you know, I can literally go buy your neighbors for $50,000 and I don't have to put in demolition costs, tore down the house, all that, you know, all that adds money to the investment.
Like I said, he has like 35 to 40% what land I have there. Yeah, of course that land is empty, but I'm not gonna let you build, or not me, but the law is not gonna let you build straight to the line where the land is. And you're going to end up putting only one RV over there, not building a house.
Yeah.
You understand? But
Should we just do 101 and
yeah, go ahead and buy that land.
see what the people do?
Try it.
Okay. Are you on your email? Okay. So when would be a good time to call you back so we can review the contract?
I don't know. Like I said, I have to call my lawyer. My lawyer is, I don't know about the contract. I have no idea.
Yeah.
My lawyer is going to review the contract. You're going to send the contract, and I'm going to send it to my lawyer. And then it's going to say, you know what, yeah, that's a good deal or that's not a good deal.
Absolutely. I understand. Now, you know, you could definitely send the contract after we review it. That's not what I'm saying. All I want is for any questions that come up, you know, with the contract to be answered by me.
That's going to be the lawyer's job. And because, like I said, I told you in the beginning, I think I'm being very clear with you, Matthew. I have no idea about the properties. I have no idea about contracts. I have no idea about nothing. And that's why I hired a lawyer. And for a lawyer, I'm paying money, so I don't make any mistakes.
Yep.
I lowered the price. I have cut down 120.
You can't even send an AIF.
After you texted me, and I lowered to 101. And then you said, yeah, I'm okay with that. But
Like, what's your process? Let's say I send you the contract now.
anyway, send the contract,
What do you do
send
next?
it to the lawyer, and we go from there.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah, but also the way I look at it is we don't really know if we could use the house, because we could end up using the house and we don't have to knock it down.
Yeah, like if the house is salvageable, 101's a good price. If it's not salvageable, 60's the price. You know, so. And he's saying he doesn't think it's salvageable.
But
What's the law say?
but he's never really been there.
He's never even been there. He doesn't even know.
Exactly.
So,
He doesn't know. He's just, again, he doesn't
also,
know.
Also, I looked on chats and emails. It hasn't been on any chats or any emails.
Oh, it's a good lead. I think so.
So there's a good sign. I look at my chats and other wholesalers, and I haven't seen it on there. So I like that. That means that we'll be the first to market with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because if I see it on somebody else's chat for 110 and it hasn't sold, I'll be like, Matt, they didn't sell it for 110. If we get at 101, we're not going to sell it
That
either.
happened with one of the deals.
Yeah, I remember. I forgot which one, but I remember. So that was a good call, I guess. What do you want to do next on that one? What do you think?
You're the one buying it. So it's
I
like,
got a deal in Sebring. I gotta see if this lady responded. This is with the realtor,
Oh, yeah.
and I went out there acting as the contractor because I do have the license
Yeah.
for roofing, and there's a lead that they gave it to my partner, which he's a contractor roofer in Sebring, and then I think it's a really good property to rehab and to sell. But then, you know, Raul was like, yo, try to get for 260 and we could probably push it for 280, 285. And then I did I was gonna create like a real estimate. It was gonna take me like 2 hours, just floors, walls. It's like the entire home. So what I did was, I know more or less what it's gonna cost, and I added a little bit more. And I went through ChatGPT and I created a nice email, sent it over to her and said, look, these are all the breakdowns of all the things that need to be done.
Right.
And we're willing to, we brought them down to 280. They're at 350, they brought them down to 310. Then we were at 280. I'm like, look, I can do 260 because that's the magic number Raul said.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting on that response.
So these are like the repairs
This
on
is
the
the
property.
email that I sent.
Oh wow.
Hopefully, they go down to 260. I think that's a really good deal.
And the roof
Yeah,
was
260 is a
also-
nice deal. You might have a higher chance if you go directly to the listing agent. I mean, you shouldn't do it now because it's kind of messed up. But if for the next one,
Yeah.
you go directly to the listing agent and say, look, I don't have an agent, so you can get 6%. You
Yeah,
can
but
get
she's
it.
the one that brought me the
No, yeah,
Yeah.
keep her.
And she gets good deals.
That's not good business to do that. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, if you're out shopping on Zillow or something and there's a listed one,
Yeah.
that can be part of your pitch. Like, I'm not representing.
Like with an agent?
Yeah, like let's say you see one listed on Zillow,
Okay.
right? You reach out to the listing agent and you tell them, I don't have an agent.
Okay.
And then, so that means that they can get 2
So
commissions.
they can work for you, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because the listing agent makes 3% and the buyer's agent makes 3%. Typically, right? There's some negotiations, but then if there's no buyer's agent, because you're going direct, then they can get all 6.
Nice.
And then they would likely try to work with you. I mean, they shouldn't by law prioritize you, but people are irrational human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the flow there was a little tricky.
Yeah.
I wasn't even expecting this call for sure.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like out of the blue, but I think I still kind of did a good fair process where I
Yeah.
looked at the numbers, kind of gave them an offer.
Yeah, the 70 is too much. I think you made the right offer, actually. I think, 25 to 35 is the number to sell it at like 50.
Right.
Yeah, so you did the right number, which is important. But, yeah. Actually, it's kind of tough here.
Yeah, I mean, he's just shopping around, I think.
Yeah.
This is a need to sell.
No, actually, this was a PPC.
No,
This
get a
is
cash offer, actually.
Get a cash offer, yeah. So usually this is like a Facebook lead.
And when you're on the phone, they automatically ask, are you like an investor? Are you buying? You say you work with investors or you're an investor? Like what works better? That doesn't, I mean,
I say we're investors. I'm an
we're
investor.
investors?
Yeah, I'm an investor and stuff.
Yeah. Because I spoke to this one person yesterday, they're like, if you're an investor, no.
Yeah, there's people that will do that. And sometimes they'll hang up right away, but I'll just say, oh, why?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to get paid for your house.
Yeah, well, because they think investor, oh, low offer.
Yeah, makes
So
sense.
I'd probably say like, oh, why, you've gotten low offers from other investors? Yeah, oh, you guys want to lowball me. It's like, okay, what'd you like to get for your house? What price?
Yeah.
They're just, oh, I need 400. Okay, got it. How'd you get to that number? Why do you think people are not giving you that number?
Yeah.
And then like, are you gonna list it? The other day I had a call and they hung up on me, but it was like, they said the same thing. Oh, if it's an investor, no. It's like, okay, no problem. Like, what kind of buyer you're looking for? Or like, are you gonna list it? She's like, no. I'm like, okay, what kind of buyer you're looking for? And she hung up. So it's like, you don't want to sell to investor, you don't want to list it. So it's like,
When she realizes that she's dumb.
yeah, who are you gonna sell it to?
Like that
like-
to, 350?
No, I would go up a little bit because it seems like we have room. I did the numbers and like, look, if you want, I can show you. So
Yeah.
hers is a duplex, right? This is a duplex, right?
Yeah.
6'4", built in 2006. Nice property, And so what I did was I looked at duplex. I put home type multifamily,
Yeah.
and I put minimum to 2010. And like you have a pending at 420, pending at 439, pending at 430. Like this is a good sign. That means that people are buying it at this
Yeah.
price. Unless hers is extremely beat up, you see, but like, look, this one's kind of ugly and it's pending at 429. So the math I did was, okay, let's say we can sell it quickly at 420 times 0.95 because we have to pay, just remember the novation formula I gave you the other day? Because we're gonna have to pay 3% commission and 2% closing costs. So that's 399 minus 40K profit, 359.
Okay.
So we could pay her 359 and still make 40K.
So we offer her 359.
I wouldn't start there. I would say, look, if you can give us 60 days, I know my offer was a lot lower before.
Yeah.
I talked to my partner, and look, you know, to be honest, like 350 was also like our top dollar.
Yeah.
But if you can give us a 60 days, if you could let us walk through it, if you could let us bring our partners in it to help us get more money for it on our end, then I'd be able to go up all the way to like 354. And
Yeah, don't
then-
give her the top number.
Don't give her the top number. You know, go up a little bit and see what she says.
That doesn't really work
But-
for me.
What you want to get is her commitment, you know? So I don't know how the first calls or whatever went, but
Yeah.
you want to get like her commitment. So like, if I can get this done for you at 350 plus, like, are you ready to go? Are you ready to like get this thing sold?
So for this property, it's the daughter, but everything is under her name. Yeah, I guess what is that? Both calls were smooth. Like I said, she was in the hospital, so I told her to let me know when I call you because I didn't want to interrupt or anything. But she basically told me that you're very sweet and everything, but somebody else did offer me 350.
Yeah.
She'll take it. So I guess with this, I'll bring her to 359 or 354.
Yeah, and then go up to 359 if you
Yeah.
need to. But like, don't
Would
go
make
up
sense.
until she's like, give you that
Yeah.
commitment. Like, hey, yeah, if you can get me that, I'm like ready to go. That's what you want to hear. Let's say I ask you that and say, no, you're not ready. So, hey, if I can even like beat that other offer, like, do you think you'd be ready to go and like get this sold and we can start that paperwork?
Yeah, no.
So let's say you're like, no, I'm not ready.
No.
Okay, gotcha. Just curious what's on your mind? Are you not looking to sell it anymore? So don't go into any pricing until you solve that.
Okay.
You get
Yeah.
me? So, yeah, that's it.